Welcome, welcome to the ladies' room, where real men talk and truth go boom. Good morning, good morning. If your man acting up or your woman losing she mind, right we don't hide, tell we inside, 'cause the ladies' room go set it right. Welcome, welcome to the ladies' room, where real men talk and truth go boom. Good morning, good morning. If your man acting up or your woman losing she mind, right we don't hide, tell we inside, 'cause the ladies' room go set it right. Welcome, welcome. We tell it true, 'cause the ladies' room is made for you. Hosted by Aruna, sweet voice, and all the real talk you can handle. Welcome, welcome to the ladies' room, where real men talk and truth go boom. If your man acting up or your woman losing she mind, right we don't hide, tell we inside, 'cause the ladies' room go set it right. In the ladies' room we talk it straight, love, drama, heartbreak and fate. No pretense here, we tell it true, 'cause the ladies' room is made for you. Hosted by sweet voice, and all the real talk you can handle. Welcome, welcome to the ladies' room, where real men talk and truth go boom. Good morning, good morning. If your man acting up or your woman losing she mind, right we don't hide, tell we inside, 'cause the ladies' room go set it right. In the ladies' room.
And this is where we say good morning again, everybody. Welcome back to the ladies' room for today, Monday, March 2nd. It is a brand new day, brand new month, already day 2 in the month. And it is an absolute pleasure to have you back with us for another day. Thank you so much, Western Union. Thank you so much, Beacon Insurance. And not forgetting our friends at Land Store and St. Augustine Medical Services for making the room possible yet again. To those of you joining us for the first time, welcome. To those of you on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and they had us on a timeout on TikTok. Yeah, they're so sensitive these days since the U.S. took over. They're very sensitive. Words you can use elsewhere you can't. Flagged immediately and restricted immediately, but we are up and running this morning, and I want to say welcome to you. If you are joining us for the first time, share the live wherever you are, share and like, and would greatly appreciate you for that. All right, so share and like the live stream, because we got a very, very, very important conversation to have this morning. Let me pull up my video. Yeah, so I hope everyone had themselves a good weekend, and you're ready to take on this week. Let me just say we got another hectic week ahead of us. Let me just say good morning, Nikisha. Good morning, Precious Joel, Rachel, everybody. Good morning, the YouTubers, Andrea Mitchell, Jenelyn Andel. Good morning, another Andrea. Be Mitch. Good morning, Jenny Charles Gilbert. Shantik, thank you so much for sharing as always. Morning, Lydia, Roxanne Scott, Terrence Millet. Welcome to the room, Melvin Brown. Who else? Yvette James. Shout out to the folks in Carriacou. Good morning, Trisha Franklin. Who else is here? Everybody. Good morning. Jackie Douglas Adams. And yes, Miss Jackie, come to the front of the class. And I want to applaud you for at least being woman enough to say, you know what, I jumped the gun and I apologize for, reacting to the video and so on and so forth. While there are others who are trying to defend their stance instead of saying, you know what, I was wrong, I got it wrong, and I'm sorry as well. Yeah, so big woman thing, Jackie. Big up yourself for that. Tracy, good morning. Clarina, good morning. Lindy Phillip, good morning. Who else is here? Nissy, Unison, Shirley Japal, Michelle Charles, Jimmy Joseph, Petra Andrew, Rough Enough, Kareem Khalees. Good morning, Gabby. Irvin Lewison, Wendy Charles, Ermin Alexander, Pamela, good morning. Simeon, SJ Charles, Indra McQueen, good morning. Welcome to, that was you on YouTube? Pick a place, Andrea. Hey, Frederick. Rajesh, good morning. Welcome. Marlene, what are we fighting over today? What's new? What's new? We fight over everything. Sonia, thanks so much. And help me manage them in the on the TikTok. Big up everybody coming in. All right, so you can catch me there as well. So, morning Anisha, morning Ari, Queen Bee, Vanessa. Yeah. So let's get into it. And I need you all to come to the front of the class. I don't know if it's me, but hey Sebastian, good morning. Sometimes I get exhausted with social media. That is why I make it a point to sort of disconnect on the weekends, especially just disconnect, you know? But you try to, but then there are folks who will still reach out to you and like, have you seen this? Have you heard about this? And have you, and then you're like, oh God. So it's like either I have to take off my, Wi-Fi, just disconnect completely. So, but social media has become exhausting. And I don't know if it's just me feeling that way or other people feel the same way, or maybe because I've got so many people on my page, or maybe I need to minimize the amount of people because you can feed off their energy, right? So I think maybe that's what I need to do. Like the people who are following me, who are friends, maybe I need to get rid of that kind of energy because it is draining, And when we first came to social media, I remember it being a place where we came with old talk and, was just laughter, was just fun. You came every day with that, you meet with friends, old schoolmates you haven't seen in a long time, you catch up and you reminisce on your school days and something happens, you speak on it and you move. But of late, social media has become a place where the energy is all about, it's just negative energy, where it's about who could bash and bully people the most, who could say the worst about a person, who looking for likes and whatever, and by any means necessary to get it, they will. Two things that stood up for me this weekend. Well, we all see what is happening in Iran, Israel, and the U.S. It's madness over there. And if it continues that way, we can bet our bottom dollar it's going to trickle down to us. Food prices are already crazy, gas prices, all of that. But we'll talk about that on another day because I want to have this conversation. And I had another topic, but this came and I'm like, you know what? Let me go with it. Because for the past 2 weeks, we've been doing a lot of respect for women, protecting each other, standing up for each other, the whole 9 yards. And that is why it's hard to take some of you seriously because they're all one and the same. If we're standing, we're standing. And that doesn't mean you have to drag a person when they've done something not to our liking. It doesn't mean that. So before we get into the full story, let me just play the video of the young lady who it doesn't mean who did the where am I hearing myself? Where am I playing? Oh, YouTube. Okay, yeah. Who did the apology? Mute you. I mute myself. Yes, who did the apology? Guys, share the live, please, because I want you all to be on this. And like I said, we're not in the business of making friends or following the crowd. We're standing on the side of truth and cost it what it will. Yeah, and we're not here ever to embarrass anyone or to, make anyone feel any type of way, but we will say what we need to say, and it's not to insult anyone, whatever. Okay? So, that disclaimer.
I was running a 2000 race, and at the end of the race, the winner, Azaria Simon, she came and hugged me. She wanted to hug me and give me a bottle of water, but I refused and shrugged her off. And what I did was wrong, even though you guys might not forgive me for it and might not even like me for it. I just want to say that I'm sorry because I really regret what I've done.
Me and Nicole are good and everything is sausage.
Why should a child, and she is 10 years, right? Why should a child have to feel that, she wouldn't be forgiven and we would not like her for that? Why should a child have to feel that way? So a child being a child, having a child moment, and it's like, these are the things that like makes you want to like a moment I'll just scream out loud because I mean like the things that something sweet fall on the ground and ants before you know it a million ants take it over. I just wish that we did the same thing with this fight that we're trying to fight for abuse against women, domestic violence, gender-based violence, rape, incest. I just wish you all would swarm more on those topics. You would swarm on them and take it over with that same kind of energy. If only we did that, we would have a firmer handle on pedophiles, people who abuse women. We would have a firmer handle on it. Yeah? So let me just start with a simple reminder today. And this to me is my takeaway from what happened. We all saw the video, saw her reaction, and it's something we do to people in everyday life. My takeaway from this is we never really know what someone is carrying. Not when we pass them on the street, not when we sit beside them at work, and certainly not when we watch a 10-second video on social media. Many of you have seen the clip of the young lady, the young athlete, finishing her race, clearly upset, brushing off another runner who tried to congratulate her. The video spread fast, like everything to do with melee and titivation, it spread like wildfire. The video spread fast and the opinion spread faster. I'm sounding low? Am I better now? Yeah, so people called her ungrateful, disrespectful, rude, But since then, she has spoken out. And what I got to understand, and of course, she apologized for her reaction as seen in the video, and she admitted it wasn't the right way to respond. And since then, we've learned that her dad recently passed away. And in that moment, she felt like she had disappointed him by not placing in the race. Was it late in the beginning? Hold on, let me see. Hold on.
My name is Nikaya Mitchell, and I was running a 3000 race.
Yeah, so she was trying to Someone says it's Sergeant of Vinci page. See? Only stupidness we spread. Only stupidness. We always busy to share. Positive things, people doing well, yes, we share it. But the speed at which this is a child at the end of the day. And like she said, her dad recently passed away. And in that moment, she felt like she had disappointed him. So on top of that disappointment, everybody just like we heave on her, jumped on her without even waiting, not pause it for a second, because this isn't about attitude anymore. It's a story about grief, about pressure, about a child trying to carry emotions bigger than her years. And that changes how we should look at everything that followed. Because while she was dealing with loss, disappointment, and the vulnerability of competing in that stadium, in that situation for the first time, adults were busy judging her character from a screen. I don't know what's going on with y'all and this. Everybody suddenly is a paragon of virtue. We're all perfect. We all do the right things and say the right things. And I don't know what's happening. I don't know if it's because of social media that we're living in this bubble. But we need to bust the bubble and come back to reality quick and fast. And I don't want this to be another conversation about whether she should have smiled or shaken hands. I want this to be a conversation about empathy, because somehow, somewhere, we are losing that side of ours. We have lost our empathy and the ability to feel for other people, put ourselves in their positions. I want this to be a conversation about empathy and how quickly we forget that children are still learning how to handle big feelings. Big old back woman as me and you, big hat back men, and you can have big men in relationships with young girls. And they're supposed to know better. There's so many things we as adults, adults, are supposed to know, and we still do differently. So why are we feeling so okay with trying to punish a child for doing something or reacting in a way that was less than favorable, when we all, as adults, we make mistakes and we want people to extend grace to us? How quickly we forget that children are still learning how to handle big feelings. We are saying let children be children, let them make mistakes and let them learn. But in the same vein, we want them to do the right things the right way, all the time. How easily we turn moments of vulnerability into moments of public punishment. Because what happened isn't just about one race. It's about how we respond when young people, when people in general fall short, especially when we don't know the full story. And if there's anything this situation reminds us, is this: kindness should never require context. Kindness should never require context, but empathy often needs it. And that's why I decided to move this story from outrage to something worth teaching from. And on top of that, I saw her mother spoke out. And she said, hold on, let me find it. I think I saved it somewhere. Hold on one second. Yeah. So her mother said, listen to me, that's my child. It was her first time running in the stadium. Her behavior was not acceptable, and we have dealt with the matter. What she did was 100% wrong, but what I will not do is stand by and watch you all bully her. They are children, and it's our responsibility to guide them and help them grow the right way. They will fall short sometimes because nobody is perfect. As I said, she knows she was wrong. She went and apologized, and we are taking it from there. So please do not bully my child. That right there is what accountability looks like. Notice what that mother did. She didn't excuse the behavior. She didn't deny it. She didn't pretend it was okay. She acknowledged it was wrong. But she also reminded the public of something we seem to forget too often. Correcting children is the job of parents. Guiding children is the job of adults. Bullying children should never be the jobs of strangers. Bullying children, it's like we have no limits. Dog, cat, rat, bat, baby, doesn't matter. We have no limits. It's like soon as something hits social media, we don't do like, you know what, let me sit back and watch this. What's going on first? Let me all right, maybe I'm tempted to react emotionally, but let me just analyze this. You know, okay, she's a child. She probably was under pressure. She didn't win. This is not an adult. And all sometimes it takes is you recognizing and realizing that as humans, we are subject to making mistakes. We will not do the right thing all the time. We will not get it right all the time. So instead of people beating up on her or saying all of, oh, she this, she that, or the other, how about what the mother did? Calling out calling it out for what it is. Nobody's saying to them to not call it out. Yes, by all means, call it out. But then adding more to it. And somewhere along the way, we've built a culture where our worst moment becomes public entertainment. And there was another video I saw on the weekend with a grown adult giving a child, a young man, hot peppers to eat, and to eat hot peppers for $40. Yo, what are we doing? What are we really doing in this space? That is public entertainment. It was posted on social media. So we're taking everything for entertainment these days at other people's expense. Once it's not ours, not is once your child, it is entertainment to you. How do you look at a young child and maybe he needs the help, maybe he needs food, maybe he needs whatever, and make that child eat hot peppers for entertainment to post to get some likes and to get a few kikiki and a kakaka there? What's going on with us? What really going on with us? What are we really doing? Everything okay with us? And I'm talking about the adults. We okay? We good? Because I just find we're doing too much nonsense for 2 likes and 2 laughs. How you stand up and make a child eat hot scotch burning peppers to give them $40 to eat hot peppers, and you're videoing that and put it in a social media? We going off or we showing off? Which one is it? What really going on with us? All in the name of public entertainment. We say we care about young people. We say we want to protect them. We say we want to support them. But sometimes the very adults saying those things are the same one tearing them apart in comment sections. We all know that sport is emotional. For anybody who's been an athlete or an avid supporter of athletics, we know it is an emotional, not just athletics, sports in general. Sports, whether you're a basketball fan, football fan. I've seen people mash up stadium when the emotions got the better of them, the team lost. Anyone who has trained for something, hoped for something, worked hard for something, and then fallen short knows that feeling in your chest. The mix of disappointment, embarrassment, frustration, and hurt. So yes, we preach about good sportsmanship and all of that. Yes, we know that. And it is the right thing to do. But it requires discipline. It requires years. It requires time. It requires consistency and continually telling them to be a good sportsman or a good sportswoman is not only winning, but also how you accept defeat, how you deal with your peers. It is a teaching moment. It is something they don't learn overnight. But she's going to get it because she's a child. Now imagine that as a child, it's in a stadium, people watching, her dad passed away. She's disappointed him because she can see she's not placing in the race. And then later with the internet replaying it, that's a lot for anyone to carry. And this is where the real teaching moment comes in, because the lesson isn't really for the young athlete alone. She's already learning hers. She apologized, she reflected, she's growing. The bigger lesson is for us. How do we respond when young people, or when people generally mess up? Do we guide them, or do we broadcast them? Or do we correct them with care? Or do we shame them for sport? At the end of the day, children don't become emotionally strong because they are never wrong. You know how they become? And she completed the race. She could have dropped out. She completed the race. Children don't become emotionally strong because they are never wrong. They become emotionally strong because when they are wrong, the adults around them help them learn, not humiliate them. That is how we have strong children, become strong emotionally. When they are wrong, the adults around them help them learn, not humiliate them. We talk so much these days about mental health this, mental health that, safe spaces, protecting our youth. Well, those things mean ish if the first response to a child's mistake is public ridicule. We on BS. We just talk a lot of the times for talking sake because it sounds like the right thing to say in the moment, but we don't really believe in what we say. Empathy isn't something we switch on only when tragedy happens. Empathy is supposed to be our default setting. It's already there. And this situation, sticking, okay. This situation is a reminder of how easily we forget that. We forget that children are still developing emotional tools. We always preach, like I said, about children being children. But in the same vein, when they do stuff, we want them to behave like adults, react like adults, think like adults. We put ourselves in their position, and from an adult perspective, we want them to react from an adult place, not from a child's place. Children are still developing emotional tools. We forget that they don't yet have the experience we have to regulate every feeling perfectly. Like we forget we were young once. We forget that growing up is messy. Every single one of us has had bad moments, we wish nobody saw. And the only difference to now and back then is that we didn't have no social media to broadcast it. And a lot of you, if only your stories were read out loud, you would not even lift your finger to type anything or say anything about a person. What makes you so secure and happy to broadcast other people's shortcomings is because you think nobody knows about it, but you know about it. The only difference now, we didn't have social media back then to post all our mistakes, post all our shortcomings, post all our errors. We didn't have it. It's only you and whoever was there who knows about it knows. We didn't have no cameras, no videos to take and post. So we can at least say, thank God, some of our less than favorable moments were never broadcasted live. But every single opportunity. What's her name? Jab Child? Somebody sent me the video yesterday of her having to come live to explain her situation, of her being abused and, asking for help. And the young man was taken into police custody. Somebody recorded it, sent it to a page, and now police are being attacked without even understanding what's the story, the backstory. And she has to come on live to explain, okay, the young man was resisting arrest and she wanted him out of a place and all sorts of things. We are just too quick. We are too froggy. We are too quick to jump without waiting. It's like there's always a rush for who could break it first, who could say the meanest, nastiest things first, who could cast judgment, aspersions first, without give it a little minute like Bill, then sooner or later you're gonna get the story. As what people would say, you go get a Tory. There's always this rush. And like I said, we have this herd mentality. One person leave, and everybody just leave. Nobody else standing on the show. Let me wait and see. The next thing you have crocodile Like this movie I was watching on Netflix on the weekend, the Bluff or the Bluff. Anyways, it's a really good movie. And the star in the movie, she knew there were crocodiles in the water. So in order to save herself and the children, they did a little basket thingy to go across on the other side. Now, the men chasing her didn't know that. All they know, they saw her on the other side. There were no basket, no bridge, no nothing to cross. They saw her on the other side and they assumed that she swam across to the other side. Now, they jumped into the water to go after her and it was filled with crocodile. Half of them lost their lives. So we're always too busy to jump without understanding that, hey, I wonder if you have something in the water. I wonder if there's something else we could get around this. No. Every single one of us has had moments we wish nobody saw. Moments we reacted badly, moments we spoke too quickly, moments we let emotions take over. The difference is, like I said, many of us didn't grow up with thousands of strangers analyzing us in real time. Y'all psychoanalyzing a 10-year-old? Nikisha says she watched it. A 10-year-old we psychoanalyzing? This young child will run again. She will learn. She will mature. That's what young people do. But the question this morning is, will we? Will we as adults learn to pause before judging? Morning, Shelley. And again, big up on your stance. We don't do the herd mentality. We don't do follow the leader. Social media created self-righteous people, and sadly, they're climbing higher on the horse. And that is what I've realized. Because people fail to realize we know each other in real life. I, for one, would always talk about my faults. I've never come here pretending to be this, that, and the other. But like I said, life is about changing. It's about maturing. And if you're in the same place doing the same things, that means you missed the lesson. And if I did something to mess up and I'm still in that space and still doing the same thing, you have all means and rights to drag me, whatever the case might be. But when you're actively and consciously working on yourself, you're now in a better place so you can understand. So I'm asking again this morning, will we learn to pause before judging? Will we remember that behind every viral clip is a human being? Will we choose compassion before commentary? Because the kind of adults we choose to be in moments like this teaches young people far more than any lecture ever could. They are watching us. I've been telling you guys this, and I told you about what made me realize, you know what, I have to buck up and take stock, because sometimes, like I said, we're in this bubble and you think it's you and yourself and I. And it took that young child telling me, I look up to you. I mean, you didn't sign up for anybody to look up to you, but you can't help it. You're in the public space. And if somebody's saying as a young child, I'm looking up to you, you can't be doing tata. The kind of adults we choose to be in moments like this teaches young people far more than any lecture ever could. They are watching us. They are learning from us. They are learning what adulthood looks like from us. If we respond with cruelty, they learn cruelty. If we respond with patience, they learn patience. If we respond with understanding, they learn understanding. The mother understood the assignment. Hold the child accountable, but protect her while she learns. Don't sit back and let people, strangers on a platform that don't know you and your child from nowhere, drag your child up and down the road. So I applaud her mom for doing this, for speaking out, saying yes, she was wrong. Yes, she apologized. Yes, she will be held accountable. But you're not about to bully my child. No way, no how. Hold her accountable, protect her while she learns, guide her, correct her, stand beside her. Kudos to you, mom. Because that is what real adulthood looks like. So, like I said, today's lesson isn't about a race. Maybe it's about remembering that growing up is a process and not a performance, because a lot of us are performing out here. A lot of us are adults, but we have not matured. We have not grown. The role of adults isn't to judge children from a distance. It's to help them become who they're still learning to be. That is what we are here for. The role of adults isn't to judge children from a distance. It's to help them become who they're still learning to be. And we cannot think that how we would react in a situation as adults, a child will do the same. I don't know how we could possibly think that. A child who is still battling, as a matter of fact, you never stop battling with emotional stuff. Doesn't matter how old you are. You're always doing a balancing act, right, wrong. Angel on one side, devil on the other side. This one poking you, this one poking you. Which one are you listening to today? Am I listening to the angel or am I listening to the devil? But I just find that, caller, you can call me back. You can call me back if you want to add your voice to the conversation. I just find that tolerance and empathy seem to be taking a serious beating. We have zero tolerance for anything and anybody these days. We're quick to unleash, we're quick to go off, we're quick to tell people how their mother made them, we're quick to disrespect people without even understanding why people do what they do. Always quick to tell people what they should do and what they shouldn't do. And most of you reacting in that way, you actually have children. And I'm trying to figure out if the roles were reversed, how would you feel to have people, strangers on a social media platform speaking about the child, your child, in the manner they're doing? How would you feel? So what makes it okay for you to do the same for somebody's child without even knowing her? One moment, this child could be a wonderful child, well-behaved child at school, and she just had a moment. She could be a wonderful child at home, obedient, respectful, everything. All it takes is one moment. There's a very thin line between sanity and insanity. It doesn't take much for you to. It doesn't. It doesn't take much. And like we said, like the mother said, she's been dealing with a lot. She's lost her dad. And she's there running to make him proud. So she's dealing with that emotions, having to live with the loss of her father. And then she's there in a stadium for the first time running. So all of those emotions, yeah, it's good sportsmanship. Of course, we applaud good sportsmanship. What's her name? The little one that, little Simon? Beautiful show of sportsmanship. But with guidance and time, she will get there too. No two persons are created the same. We aren't all created equal. And then we're doing the comparison. Oh, look at this this little Simon. We can't do that to children. No two child are the same. Each child, every child is different. They might have similarities, but no two persons are the same. So we should not expect a child to behave like how this one is behaving. Or compare, oh, look at this one. Everyone, you have different backgrounds, different upbringings. You're a different person. You're your own person. So what is the comparison for? Azaria, what is the comparison for? Shally says, how will we teach children to be assertive if we call them rude the moment they say they don't want to be touched? I weep for future. Listen, you weeping? My head hurts for future generation. And that is why I say I applaud the time that I was born in, because I can't imagine living in these times. It's rough now. It's rough now because they're exposed to more. We didn't have no TikTok and IG and this, that, other. We didn't have none of that growing up. Outside was our TikTok. Go outside and play. Go play moral. Go play roll your tire down the road with 2 sticks and some mud and oil in it. Go make a roller. Go play marbles. That was our TikTok. We didn't have no TikTok. So we learned to, from an early age, We fight today, and tomorrow we walk in holding hands going down the road. We fight and tussle today, but next day we holding each other hand, holding each other back, going down the road. I just think that sometimes as adults, we put too much pressure on children. Allow children to be children. Allow children to make mistakes, and then we correct them lovingly so that they wouldn't do it again. And as my friend Kimal says, children should be given the opportunity to experience their childhood without being forced into an adult mindset too quickly. The glorification of adulthood is an over-exaggerated concept in our society. Adults who are rushed through childhood often struggle with mental health issues due to inadequate developmental preparation. The brain has 8 stages of psychosocial development. If you missed one stage, you are stuck and will struggle to cope as a result. Let me read this again. Children should be given the opportunity to experience their childhood without being forced into an adult mindset too quickly. The glorification of adulthood is an over-exaggerated concept in our society. Adults who are rushed through their childhood often struggle with mental health issues due to inadequate developmental preparation. The brain has 8 stages of psychosocial development. If you missed one stage, you are stuck and will struggle to cope as a result. So we can't be forcing children to behave like adults and to think like adults and to react like adults. Allow them to behave like a child in a child's space, and then we correct them so that they know next time that's not how you react, that's not what you do. And even if it happens again, we continue to correct, we continue to guide. But we have to live children to be children, to have emotions, to have emotional meltdown, breakdowns, however you want to call it, because what we're doing now is forcing children to suppress their emotions, suppress their feelings. And then what we have, ticking time bombs, ready to explode, ready to go off. Allow them to express themselves. And then we guide and we correct. Some need more than others. Some it doesn't. You don't have to tell them the same thing 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Others you have to repeatedly do it. There are some who will get it right. Continue to tell them, continue to instill the values, continue to guide them, and they will. But stop acting as though we're all perfect here. Perfect adults expecting perfection from children. She doesn't have to accept anything. Shadi says we have a habit of seeking reasons to validate people's emotions. And that is how we find ourselves over-explaining and oversharing to help people understand why we feel how we feel. We are all entitled to feel how we feel. I'm not obligated to explain to you over and over again why I feel how I feel and why I'm doing. No, I'm not. Neither should you be. We should be okay with accepting, you know what? That's this person's stance. That's their right. Cool. May not agree, may not like, but cool. And someone says even dress them like children. Yep, but stop forcing them into adult clothing at a young age. Let children be children. So, as I prepare to pack up my Georgie bundle, it takes nothing to be kind. Like I said, we are all going through it. Life is lifing out here, even for adults. And children are also going through their own, trying to find themselves, trying to understand what their bodies are going through, why they're feeling, the hormones, whatever. Everybody's going through something. It takes nothing from us, absolutely nothing, to have empathy. Because like I say, we don't know what people are going through. People carry the heaviest burdens with the broadest, widest smiles. We don't know what people are going through, young, old, in between. Not when we pass them on the street, not when we see them on work, and certainly not when we watch a 10-second video on social media. We just don't know. So that is why empathy, and tolerance, we need to exercise some of it more. Yeah? This is about a child trying to carry emotions bigger than her years and not knowing how to handle it properly. Because old as I am, when I'm in a mood, me don't want to talk to nobody, me don't want nobody. I just want to be alone. Just leave me alone. And I'm sure there are many of you who feel the same way when you're going through something, you have a lot on your mind, you have going through issue, but you don't want to talk to nobody. You don't want nobody touch you. You don't want nobody. Imagine you in your house with your husband, your man, your whoever, and they fret you, they upset you, and then they want to come and touch you and hug you up after, and you're like, leave me alone, leave me alone. Let me get out of that space first. Let me feel, just leave me. It's the same thing. Your own partner fret you, upset you. You want him just tie up, and then you want to come and hug you up and kiss you up. Leave me alone. Just leave me alone. So if you're going through stuff emotionally, some people, they take a step back. Others, they like people around them. They want to be hugged. They want to be reassured. And there are others who take a step back. They don't want none of that. Just leave me alone. Go about your business and leave me alone. Free me up. Yeah? So, I'll leave you here for today. And y'all have a habit of focusing on messenger and not necessarily message. A message goes like psh, over some of your head because you focus on who's saying it and who's not saying it. You don't need to be Mother Teresa. You don't need to be Pope Francis or whoever to deliver a message. Jesus in the same Bible used thief and robber and all kind of people to give message. Peter and them was what? And they were sitting on his right side. They had all kind of sin, but they were sitting on his right hand. That's why I say, yeah, have a good day. Jesus was probably weep when he see us on social media. Beacon Insurance, thank you so much. Western Union Land Store, St. Augustine Medical Services, thank you so very much. And that's all the time we have today. Until tomorrow, when we tune in again. Have yourselves a great Monday. We're in the new month, 2nd day of March. Let's make this March. Yeah, let me do the best we can. And of course, stay positive, stay lifted. According to Mr. Rulo. Have a good day, will ya? Bye.